In common discussions of the racial wealth gap, the focus often lands on individual effort, financial literacy, or a failure to use the mythical bootstraps. But the ledger of history shows a different set of mechanics at work. Early American prosperity rested on a foundation of forced labor. Enslaved Africans produced the cotton and sugar that funded northern banks and seeded the nation's first major industries. Because the legal system classified these workers as property, they were the single most valuable asset in the Southern economy, worth more than all the land combined. This classification meant they were barred from owning assets or passing an inheritance to their children. This extraction machine worked with mathematical precision, converting black labor into the capital that built white generational wealth. The end of the Civil War brought a brief window of political possibility. During Reconstruction, Black Americans founded schools, acquired property, and won seats in state legislatures, providing a first look at an integrated democracy. This progress was met with coordinated violence. In thriving districts like Tulsa and Rosewood, white mobs burned entire neighborhoods to the ground, specifically targeting the physical symbols of Black economic success. Where violence ended, the law continued the work. Sharecropping replaced physical chains with predatory contracts, ensuring families remained in a cycle of perpetual debt on the very land they had once been forced to till. These were not random acts of chaos. They were a deliberate mechanism used to dismantle Black economic independence as soon as it emerged. In the 20th century, the tools of extraction became bureaucratic. While the GI Bill provided white veterans with low-interest mortgages and college tuition, Black veterans were systematically denied those same wealth-building opportunities. This 1937 residential security map of Richmond illustrates the mechanics of redlining. Banks and local officials used these maps to color-code Black neighborhoods as hazardous, making it a matter of policy to deny them the capital needed for home ownership. These red lines functioned as financial cages. By starving specific neighborhoods of investment, policymakers subsidized the growth of white suburbs while ensuring deep, localized poverty remained a permanent feature of the map. The current wealth gap is the calculated output of this financial and legal engineering. Despite these barriers, the modern world was built using Black intellect. Lewis Latimer perfected the early carbon filament, turning the light bulb from an experimental prototype into a global commodity. George Washington Carver derived hundreds of industrial applications from peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. His foundational research stabilized a Southern agricultural economy that was on the verge of collapsing from soil exhaustion. Garrett Morgan created the three-position traffic light and an early iteration of the gas mask, life-saving inventions that brought safety to the chaos of early industrial cities. And Dr. Shirley Jackson's research in theoretical physics provided the foundation for caller ID, the fax machine, and the fiber optic cables that power our current communications. These breakthroughs standing as a victory of intellect over a system that sought to legislate its own intellectual superiority. This timeline of innovation leads directly to the present. The digital landscape, from personal computing to internet search architecture, rests on the foundational code and algorithms of Black tech pioneers. The data shows a massive disconnect. There is a soaring curve of wealth generated by the global tech industry, yet Black household wealth remains stagnant. The world operates on Black intellectual capital while maintaining the system that bars Black communities from the financial rewards. Demands for economic justice center on restoration, the reclamation of specific stolen assets, and the unpaid dividends of centuries of labor. Black Americans stand as the foundational architects of the nation's history, providing the labor and the logic that designed its future. The American story contains a striking paradox. The very hands the nation bound are the ones that built its economy, and the minds it suppressed are the ones that educated the world. Today, the descendants of those brilliant inventors and builders are still here, continuing to innovate and claiming their rightful inheritance. This legacy represents blood extracted, brilliance forged, and an enduring influence that cannot be erased. Oppression engineered the system, but Black excellence defines the future.